Here is another little known problem that pops up that I want to make a video on for you engine builders. Remember, a stroker vibrates the fuck out of everything, okay? So what I found is that when you're putting on your hex bolts to hold the base of the reed cage intake on, after you drive this for a while, you'll see a little bit of leaking around the edges here, because for some reason it loves to rattle these loose. So what I like to do is put a little thread locker blue. Don't use the red. I use a thread locker blue on here and tighten these things down, and I don't have to worry about it. They have thread locker blue, which is, it's basically thread glue. They also have thread locker red, which is, if you put that on, you need a blowtorch or a heat gun to soften it up, take it off. You can't take it off with just power tools. So I put a little bit on the edge right here, and then I crank down my bolts, and I don't seem to have any problem. But since these are kind of hidden away, you don't really look at them that much. You only see the top part, which is right here. So that's the tip of the day on that. That's the next thing I have to do. After we do this, I'll put the reed cage in, and I'll put some paper or something in here, because you'll find that there's all kinds of weird bugs and everything that will crawl right into your engine, and you never know it. They'll crawl into your intakes here. That's why I use a little bit of duct tape on there. Now, if you're going to use duct tape, tip of the day, go out and buy Gorilla Tape. It is the bomb. It is the best of the best. It costs you $8 a roll, but it works, and it's not crap. It'll hold your panels together underneath here. It'll hold your hoses to the bottom of your bike and not come loose. It's very, very good fabric tape, the way they used to make it back in the 60s. Duct tape now can be anything from Scotch tape that's got silver on it, and they call it duct tape. Bullshit. But bugs can get into your things, so I'm going to put a little cover right there. And then I have to get these things on here and continue just slowly, slowly, slowly get the electronics hooked up, get all the wiring hooked up. And what I do is, with the radiator back in here, I leave the radiator, oh, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it in there, maybe not. But I leave the radiator kind of hanging loose with a little bit of extra hose. Therefore, I can build a cage in here for the radiator with my rubber insulation, or I won't be caught in a pinch when I go to hook everything up. Then we're going to take the gas tank and clean it out, or fuel tank or petrol tank. I'll show you how to do that, and what to do, what not to do. It's always good every few years to clean your fuel tank out, because it gets bugs in it, it gets dirt in it, it gets lint in it. And ask yourself, how many times have you ever said, you know what, I'm going to change spark plugs and take the fuel tank off and check it for dirt and grit and all kinds of crap in it. You never do. Therefore, it's good to do. And besides, when we go to put this on, I will explain step by step everything that's part of the tank. It's a very easy setup, but it'll be so that all this won't be such a mystery to all my new watchers and new people that are getting into this DIO thing. I know the videos are slow, long. I know when I talk, I think about something and I stop in mid-sentence. I'm sorry about doing that, but that's just the way I am. I'm old, and Believe me, in order to focus on one area, to do a script and explain what I'm doing, to talk and to put the part on or everything else, I've got to imagine myself in the YouTube world what the viewer sees. And I have to do it all at once. And I have no training in it. So just bear with me, and it's coming together little by little. Once we get the engine running, everything else, then we're going to go on to painting the we're going to clear coat all these old panels, and I'll show you how to make them look like glass. And anyone can do all this if you practice and you have a great teacher. The problem today is that we don't have adults out there that are willing to teach correctly. We have a lot of very good A students that become teachers that can't train they couldn't teach somebody how to boil water. They only got into it because it was easy. And some of the best teachers don't have degrees. They're just born to it. Kind of like me and my porn star career. And you're supposed to say, "Oh, Randy, you too? Rock on. DIOSpeedDEMON."